so much of what I think Relentless 2800 is, honestly, stemmed from a lot of BT, this podcast, you saying, take an aggressive move. And John and I have taken that to heart.
Wait, you're saying the podcast is actually getting people to do things? Wait a minute. I thought the aggressive life was just to be another hip, cool pastor doing a podcast. You mean you're actually doing stuff that we talk about here? Wow.
We're doing it.
That's cool, man.
That's
great.
It. Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Welcome to the aggressive life. What kind of new things are you doing this year? What kind of new challenge are you taking up? What kind of new things are you starting this year? Maybe something new like covering 2,800 miles with a bunch of friends. Maybe that. Maybe something else like how would one do that kind of thing? Well, today's a podcast about how to cover 2,800 miles with your friends, but it's really twofold. I want to talk about what this challenge is, and I also want to talk to two guys who are friends of mine and get a sense of why would you do this? Don't you already have a lot of things you're doing? What are you doing this new endeavor for? So with us today is longtime friends David Valentine, known as My Sweet Valentine, and JONBOB Willis, known by me as Bob John, which he hates. So therefore, I have to keep using it.
That's 100% true.
Welcome to the aggressive life, friends. How you doing?
Glad to be here, man. Yeah, we're doing well.
Yeah. Give us the concept here. What is this? What is it? By the way, this is no paid advertising here, though they're getting advertising because hopefully a lot of us are going to want to sign up for this. But I'm just inspired by people who do new aggressive things. So what is the thing you guys are doing?
This is the Relentless 2800, a team challenge. And as John and I have talked about this in different contexts, I always feel like the easiest way to set it up is just to say how it started, like the genesis of this thing. So essentially what happened is it's 2022, Ash Wednesday, and I work at an organization that has a staff meeting most Wednesday mornings that are riveting. And you should pay attention to those.
When I speak at those, yes.
When BT speaks, you should pay attention to those.
God moves in powerful, miraculous ways.
But this particular one, my mind started to wander, and I started to imagine what could a group of guys get across the United States by walking and biking? Would that be possible? So I got out my Google Maps. I got out my calculator. I was like, how far is it from New York to LA? Oh, that's 2,800 miles. Okay, what's that divided by the 40 days of Lent? Lent starts Ash Wednesday and goes to Easter. It's actually more than 40 days, which I didn't know. I just thought it was always 40 days. But anyway, that's 700 miles. And then you divide that by 10, that's 70 miles a day. So I was like, could I log 7 miles of either biking or walking every day for 40 days during Lent? Called JONBOB, who immediately said, well, that would be relentless.
Absolutely. Yeah. He's like, what should we call this thing? I'm like, well, we're trying to rethink Lent. Like, that's sort of the precipice of it. Like, how could we rethink Lent?
And Lent is?
Oh, yeah. Lent is, that 40-day period following Ash Wednesday where, typically people
Ash Wednesday is? This is not a seminary thing. What is Ash Wednesday? Not the day you grieve after your house burns down on a Tuesday. What is it?
No, it's the day of the crucifixion, right? Am I right about that? Now I'm feeling a little foggy.
No,
Shoot.
We might need to bring in a biblical scholar.
You actually have to bring in a pastor here.
Bring in a pastor
Right.
to help with what is Ash
What is Ash
Wednesday.
Wednesday?
All right, so Lent ends officially on Easter. That's the
Right.
end. Ash Wednesday is a day before Fat Tuesday. I don't know where Fat Tuesday came from. And I don't actually know even where Ash Wednesday come from. It's basically the 40 days before Easter. Now, the number 40 in the Bible is a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of Jesus fast for 40 days and 40 nights. You've got the Great Flood and Noah. That's a 40-day, 40-night thing. So I think Ash Wednesday is just, 40 days before we're going to do this thing, Ash Wednesday, and you're going to sacrifice, give something up, and you're going to put ashes on your forehead, signifying dying to yourself.
Yeah.
And you're going to put yourself in a posture of neediness, for 40 days. And then Fat Tuesday was like, well, I'm going to do that. I'm going to get fat on Tuesday. Just drink my brains out, smoke my brains out, eat my brains out, whatever. So that 40-day period is what we know as Lent in the quote unquote church calendar. So keep going.
Yeah. So for me growing up, my family wasn't super religious. We weren't Catholic. We were just, regular traditional Protestants. And we would give up like chewing gum, or like my parents would be like, "You're going to give up soda this year for Lent?" I don't even think I knew exactly what it meant, but that was kind of the extent of that tradition. When I got to college, I remember one year during Lent, that was still in my head, that idea of like going without something, etc. And I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to jog. I'm going to go on a jog every day for those 40 days, whether it's freezing, raining, snowing, I'm going to do it. And that stuck with me because it was like, okay, that was actually something that that was a different way to give something up, give up like a comfort, and it made me just appreciate my body a little bit more over the course of those 40 days. And so it resonated more than giving up chewing gum, which I never really quite understood. And that's kind of the genesis behind this challenge is, what if instead of giving something up, you could potentially add something, or sometimes we say give up comfort, and think about, your body in a different way, maybe your health in a different way.
Yeah. And you're doing this for 40 days. The Relentless 2000 is for 40 days, and it's with anybody who you want to do it with.
Yeah, anyone who you want to invite in.
So what you guys both have careers, jobs, good lives. What makes a person like you decide to, I'm just going to start something new. I'm going to try this thing. What need is this meeting in your life? What benefit is this of you? Why would you do this?
That's a good question. I mean, D-Val and I have regularly kind of found different challenges and things that we can do just to stay active, to stay, just to be challenged. And I think just incorporating that in our lives just kind of on a regular basis opens you to new experiences. You get to meet new people. With this one, we just found such an opportunity to invite other guys into it. This is right after the pandemic. There's a lot of talk about just the isolation, the loneliness that everybody's experiencing, that whole epidemic of loneliness, right? So when we started thinking about this as being a team thing, it being an opportunity to connect with, the two of us plus 8 other guys to like pursue a challenge that's not just work related or, talking about family, like we're actually making contributions to something that's really good and doing it together. It promoted a lot of great conversation, a lot of great time of togetherness, and it just was a fun adventure. So the first year it was us and some friends. We did it again the second year, and it was basically the same group of people. We barely finished the second year. Yeah. The first year we didn't really know what we were signing up for, so we went really hard. The second year I think we knew, and maybe there was a little intimidation or whatever. It wasn't as fresh. So the third year we thought, well, maybe we should invite some folks into this to see if that will help kind of promote some more activity. So throughout the invitation, we put together a spreadsheet. The spreadsheet had an awesome thermometer on it that told us how many miles we were collecting. Yeah. We got 28 teams to sign up. We were hoping for 5. It was awesome. And the response was incredible. We were really surprised and blessed to see how many people engaged in it, loved it. Just the chatter that went on behind it was like super fun. So I don't know if that answers like the why do we do these things, but I mean, part of it is like we like trying things. We like inviting people into that, and it's I don't know. I think it's just fun. Yeah, honestly.
So was there stuff before you did this that were like this? Not necessarily a walking physical challenge, but you guys have always done new things individually as I've known you. Go through your biography of new things you've started and why.
Yeah. A couple of things come to mind is one of the things that my wife and I started kind of on the side was a coffee shop. So we started a coffee shop in the little small town in Kentucky that we're from. And we just really felt like this shop should exist. This town should have a coffee shop, should have a third space gathering area. We weren't qualified to start it. We had no background in starting businesses or coffee shops, but we just kind of took one step after the other and learned as we went. One of the things that John and I always say to each other as we're doing these things is we ask the question, what would have to be true? What would have to be true to start a coffee shop? Well, One thing would be I would have to find a space. It would have to be ready to lease and to be a cafe, et cetera, et cetera. And you just walk one step after the other when you feel like you've got an idea that you want to see come to life. And we've done that on multiple different things. The coffee shop one, you have businesses that you've started.
Yeah, I like trying stuff, right?
Yeah.
So we, my day job, I'm a photographer. I do a lot of commercial work, travel, that sort of thing. But that, as a career has really opened some doors for me, has taught me a lot of lessons around process and creativity and inviting people into an experience. So I run a thing called the Simple Portrait Project. It's a family portrait event that happens here in Cincinnati. We serve hundreds and hundreds of families every November.
Now that's I gotta think what percentage of your family income is that?
It's about a 30%.
30%.
Yeah.
Okay. When you started that, though, I remember when you started that. Did you have a vision this would be as big as it is and be 30% of your income?
No. In fact,
right.
When I started as a photographer, the one thing I didn't want to be is a family portrait photographer. I set out to not do a few things.
A cooler version of Ola Mills in black and white.
Absolutely.
Is Ola Mills still around?
Actually, I don't.
Our younger people have no idea who Ola. Dirt, do you know who Ola Mills is? Dirt.
I do.
Did you ever go to Ola Mills?
A long time ago, when I was little.
Did you ever stand in front of the fake little fence post and with the little cowboy hat? Yeah. Do they exist anymore, Ola Mills?
I have no idea. I have no idea. They may have, but I don't know.
So you're an updated, cool, hip version of Ola Mills. Every year, people sign up and have a simple portrait taken, which is in some sort of warehousey, cool, vibey, old, ancient space, and you arrange people and props and move them in, move them out. It's a machine.
It is. It's been really cool to see how the thing I set out not to do has actually become what I feel is some of the most important work that I do as a photographer. There's a lot of thinking that comes into the background that we set up every year, and it's something that I spend a lot of time, processing, praying about, figuring out like what do families need to know about being a family right now. So, like for instance, this last year we used a wood charred background that is a Japanese technique for preserving wood, and thinking about how fire and toasting a structure actually can make it preserved, makes it bug resistant, can actually make it weather resistant, can make it all these different sort of things. So like it may just look like a background made of wood, but it's actually steeped in like ideas. And every year it's something new like that. That's interesting. Just really fun. So it is family portraits, but it's also something that's even more. And that's something that I think that is, whenever I try something new, it's usually tethered to like a deeper idea. Yeah. So one of the examples that I think about that actually spurred on all kinds of things that I'm surprised as I look back now, it's been 10 years, is I opened a pop-up restaurant for one night called the Snake Bite. And the whole idea behind that was if failure was an option, like if I could fail at something and fail hard, what would I do? Because I actually have this belief that the fear of failing is actually more dangerous and stings harder than the fail itself, because most people don't try things because they're afraid to fail. So I thought, let me just demonstrate what it looks like to just play in an arena that I don't belong in and do something that I thought, man, this would be a cool dream to own a restaurant. We'll do it for one night. And it was awesome. Yeah, it was incredible. And the thing I learned there was that, one, it's really, stepping into something that you might fail at, like you surround yourself by people who love you, invite them to participate. Mm-hmm. And it's amazing, like you're actually probably going to be more successful than you realize. Like I think you need to have an attitude of failure is not an option, but start with having a belief that like, at least taking time to consider, like if I could fail at something, like what would that be? And I think that part of that is also positioning yourself to have enough margin to try something and go, if this fails, I think we're going to be okay.
Yeah. So it's Snake Bite. Are you charging people?
Yeah, we did like a prefix ticket. You could pick your dish and yeah.
And you only do it once a year?
Well, no, we just did that one time.
Oh, just one time?
Just one time, yeah. And it just, from that stemmed so many other opportunities. Like we started a Nerf arena after that at the Levee called Dart Rush. They had a co-working space, and
Right.
now the Relentless 2800.
Well, and you both have been attracted to new things since I've known you. You guys have been core parts of Man Camp,
Yeah.
which was a new thing. In many ways, it's still a new thing. You both became part of my day job, Crossroads, in its more earlier phase. It was kind of a new thing. You got a new vibe thing. What do you think that is that draws you to new things, starting new things, being a part of new things? Is this the way you've always been in your past? Is this a spiritual gift you have? Is this a need to keep life interesting versus just streaming another thing? Or what is it for you? Have you thought much about that?
I've thought a bit about that. I do think that there's something, and maybe it's just being a part of the Crossroads culture for so long, that, you know, the ethic is we try stuff, we do stuff, and I don't feel like we rush in without wisdom, but we do take aggressive moves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah.
so much of what I think Relentless 2800 is honestly stemmed from a lot of BT, this podcast, you saying, take an aggressive move, and John and I have taken that to heart.
Wait, you're saying the podcast is actually getting people to do things? Wait a minute. I thought the aggressive life was just to be another hip, cool pastor doing a podcast. You mean you're actually doing stuff that we talk about here? Wow.
We're doing it.
That's cool, man.
We're
That's
doing
great.
it. Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah. And that's been an ethic of this organization, I think, for a long time. So part of what Relentless 2800 is a bit of type 2 fun. So it's that fun that you don't necessarily immediately want to do, but after you've done it, you're like, that was awesome. And that for sure is the ethic of Man Camp, right? I mean, that first Man Camp, 10 inches in the snow in Indiana, Nowhereville, like that was type 2 fun. That was awesome. And it's probably, there's a lot of memorable man camps, but that's one of the most memorable because of how hard it was. I feel like, John and I met on a Crossroads Go trip, which is the Crossroads mission trips.
Short-term mission trip, yeah.
Again, type 2 fun. Like those things are not.
How long ago was that you guys met?
That was 2008. We were on a trip to India.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was for sure some type 2 fun.
10 days of
India is not
hardcore
type 2. Could not put fun anywhere close to India. That is my least favorite place in the whole world. God bless Indians. I don't mean feathers. I
Well,
mean
it's
dots,
a tough environment, that's for sure.
It's very
There's no way to
tough.
prepare for it.
Man, you don't know how good America is on so many levels until you go to India.
Yeah,
you get off the plane and it is an assault on the senses is how it was described to me, an assault on the senses.
Yeah.
I didn't know what that meant until I got off the plane. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
The BO, the pee odor everywhere, the no personal space, just amalgamation of masses of people, every sidewalk.
I bet Dirt would love it.
Most side. Yeah, Dirt's like, that's my favorite go trip to go. My gosh. You mean I can just go and pee on the sidewalk with everybody else, like in broad daylight and sleep on a sidewalk? Sign me up, coach. Dirt. Have you been to India, Dirt?
I haven't.
Oh, Dirt, you haven't lived. But that's really cool, man. You guys met on that and you had a lifelong friendship.
Yeah.
What's another thing we talk about here at The Aggressive Life is just combating loneliness, and you've got to get outside and do different things. You guys just stayed in your normal habits 18 years ago, whatever that was. Right. You wouldn't have had as rich of a life. It's pretty neat.
100%.
That's right.
Now, you mentioned a number of numbers here. You said third place with the coffee shop. Didn't you say third place?
Third place?
Yeah, third place.
Yeah.
Describe what third place is.
Third place. So a community place to gather outside of your home or work.
Right.
What is a third space? So,
and now you're dropping one on me I don't know, which is type 2 fun.
Oh,
what
type
is
2 fun,
where
baby.
did
Let's go.
type 2 fun come from, and what did you invent type 2 fun, or what
it was told to me by my brother-in-law after the worst motorcycle trip I've ever taken in my life. I barely knew how to ride. We were in the mountains in Washington State. Kickstart 600 Honda, super heavy. the kickstart was missing teeth. I was dropping it like crazy, cramping in places I didn't even know I had muscles. It was brutal. And we got home, and he's like, yeah, it's type 2 fun. And I'm like, what is that? He's like, it's fun that you realize is miserable in the moment, but in hindsight is super rewarding. You come back to it with thoughts of fondness. And I have so many of those. Like, many of them are man camp related when the weather is terrible, but like those are the best ones. Like, unfortunately, I've forgotten some of the experience I've had when it's sunny and 70 degrees, but I remember the ones in meaningful ways when it's raining the entire time or a hurricane hits or whatever. So yeah, it's type 2 fun. It's like, it's miserable in the moment, but it's sustaining in
Yeah, remember that trip where everything went according to plan? No, you don't remember that trip.
Yeah.
You don't remember that. You remember the adventure, and it's not an adventure until something is broken and something goes wrong. So type 2 fun, I like that. Do you know if your brother-in-law made that up, or did he find that from someplace else?
I think he borrowed it from someplace else, but he shared it with me.
So type 1 fun is it's immediately fun and pleasurable, which is what fun is. Type 2 is on down the line.
As far as I understand,
I like it.
Right. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
So how would you put the Relentless 2800? Would you put this as a type 1 or type 2 thing?
Well, I actually would put it in, I think it's just fun. Like, it's really fun. I do think for some people, the numbers might be intimidating, and it is challenging. It really requires consistency. We don't judge you on your effort. So the miles that we collect, we actually call them Relentless miles. So, for instance, and you have to satisfy 3 different categories, right? So you have to satisfy the run, walk, the cycling, and the working out. So there's 3 different buckets, and you as a team have to collect a minimum of 700 miles in each of those categories.
Which are they again?
Running and walking.
Okay.
Cycling.
Okay.
And working out. So gym time.
How does gym time get counted the way walking, running, cycling does? Because there's a distance that you would do.
Yeah. So it's time based.
Oh, it's just time based.
Yeah, because really when we started this, I was doing a CrossFit class every a few days a week, and was like, I can't do CrossFit and then go run or do my mileage. So we determined that based on the averages, an hour-long fitness class would equate to your daily recommendations. So if you're in the gym for an hour or doing a yoga or an Orange Theory or whatever the class work that you like to do, that would satisfy your mileage for that day in that category.
I like that.
We also had to do some things to throttle some of the teams that were very bike heavy that we knew could just knock this out in a weekend. So how did we get there? I don't remember. But
type 1. Is this type 1 or type 2?
Yeah. So we call them Relentless miles because you actually don't even do 7 miles running and walking every day. It's actually 7 kilometers. So we convert the kilometer to a mile just to try to make it a little bit more balanced over time. And really kind of depending upon how you build your team and what your starting point is, it may feel like fun and it may feel like you might be signing up for a type 2 adventure. However, we have really seen by the end of it, we've seen about 90% of our teams finish. We have a lot of fun, actual type 1 fun interjected into the whole experience to just to make it interesting over the 40 days. Well, for instance, I'll tell you what we did last year because we're going to change it up and they're kind of secret this year. But last year we gave 10 Relentless miles if you went roller skating. Partly because I wanted to see how many people I could get to go roller skating. And we had 200 people go roller skating. I'm like, how cool is that? My point is that we interject some things that are just they're designed to, we do some things that are designed to get people to
You're still laughing at that, aren't you, sweet Valentine?
I'm still laughing at that. The other one I'm laughing at is year 2 or whatever it was, we did a jump rope challenge.
Oh, yeah.
And I was surprised by how many people cannot jump rope.
Really?
They had to film themselves attempting to jump rope for a minute.
Yeah.
And there were guys who just straight up could not do it.
They couldn't do it.
They could not jump rope.
Yeah. Well, they probably didn't even have the right equipment. That'd be hard to do if you only had clothesline.
That's true.
Now, if you got a leather strap, then it's fine. But some of you have a leather strap for other reasons. But if you've got a leather jump rope bar, ball peen handles, what I had when I used to box a little bit. But people couldn't, even for the right gear, they couldn't.
Well, no, we're not saying they had the right gear either. But you had to send a video to your leader of an attempt, and we were able to see a lot of them, and people from garden hoses to dish towels to our friend Peter who had the flu. Oh yeah, in order to get those miles, your entire team had to do it.
Right.
So he crawled out of bed and did it with just a towel, looking like a total idiot. And but they got the miles. Like it's like, what else would get you to get out of bed with the flu and jump over a towel for 60 seconds?
Right.
Wow, that is very cool.
Right.
So yeah, there's just a lot of stuff like that we've baked into it to keep it interesting, to little surprises. So yeah.
How many people are you thinking is going to be in it in the future? Do you have a vision for this for the future, or is this a vision for the future, or is this a vision of it's just a new thing we like to do?
No, I think that there is we've really kind of sold out and we're leaning into this pretty hard. We would love to see thousands of teams go through this every Lent season. I mean, there's no reason why. This is one of the things that we're doing that can actually scale in such a way that 20,000 teams can participate and travel across America virtually together. And the more teams we have, the more fun we can have, doing it. And just it's wild. We did enough miles collectively last year to travel to the moon, which was pretty cool. So there's some other things that we can, play on with that as well. So this is the first challenge that we're doing, and we're hoping to release more as time goes on. So yeah. And this year, we're hoping to get at least 250 teams signed up. So, and we're cruising towards
250
that,
this year.
Yeah.
At what point is this not scalable, sustainable without a paid staff, yada, yada, yada? At some point, just you two guys doing this as a hobby doesn't work, or does it work?
Well, right now, because it's event driven, I mean, my history is a lot of things I do, like the Simple Portrait Project is an event. Like it runs for 30 days. I've done a number of those things. So we can, in more of a part-time, in terms of hours, spend most of the year preparing for it and then launch it. I could see a world where if we're getting, 1,000 teams on here, we could bring in a staff to there's so, the thing that we've learned when you're developing an app, which by the way, we're being in both in the fitness space and the app space, we're sort of playing in playgrounds that we don't necessarily belong or we're invited to. We're just two super regular dudes doing something and trying to invite people into it.
Yeah.
But once we kind of get to those numbers, I do think that, the app is kind of a bottomless pit that you can feed with ideas and always be inventing on and making better. And I think that would require a team. And we do have a team of developers that are, it's a small team, but they are potent. They're awesome. And they're making a great experience for us.
Are they paid?
Yeah, we pay them, yeah.
So it costs to do the 2800, the Relentless 2800?
Yep.
How much would I pay if I wanted to do it?
Yeah, the entry ticket is $40.
Okay.
So that gets you on a team and gets you the experience, gets you the app. We have a lot of discounts. We'll have discount codes, etc. But
one in particular, we have one for the aggressive life. So if you use the word aggressive to sign up, if you found out about us here, take 30% off your ticket or your team price. So.
Oh, wow, nice.
Yeah.
So you said you get them with a team. They find their own team, or you could plug them in with some other team? What?
It can happen either way. You can sign up as a free agent, and we will put you on a team. But what we have found over and over and over again is that if you sign up with people that you have any sort of natural connection with, it's so much more successful. Those teams, by far and away, are more likely to finish the challenge. And the other thing we found is a lot of times people immediately are like, 7 miles, even if it's 4 miles of running a day, I can't do that. I'm out. But we have seen, one of the stories that I love to tell is my dad, who is 84, has done Relentless the last 2 years. He gets to the Y and he gets in the pool and he does a spin class and he contributes real miles to his team. And so even if you think, no, this wouldn't be for me, we have seen time and time again that the team effort makes it possible. Now, it is a challenge because if you miss a day, you're starting to get in the hole. You're like, I gotta produce for my team. But there's something about the team effort that just it raises the water level. So people can do it.
Let me get to understand this again. So it's 40 days over Lent.
Yep.
40 days over Lent. A team has to get 2,800 points, i.e. 2,800 miles, not really 2,800 miles, 2,800 kilometers. however big your team is or small your team is, you got to get in 2,800 amongst you?
Well, we cap teams at 12.
Okay.
So, yeah, up to 12 people. That's more of like a social experience, right? So
Okay.
it's easier to get across.
And so they're all saying you're responsible for this many miles / points kilometers today. But so if I'm not doing it today, I'm hurting my team.
You are, that's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Well, yes, but you can also, we found like with cycling as an example, it's not uncommon for people, even if you have a Peloton or you're riding at home, like doing a 15-mile ride, which is essentially 2 days worth of numbers, is not the hardest thing in the world to do in an hour. So, so yeah, there's certainly ways to gamify it. Plus, this year we're really excited because we've added 5 required rest days. So we are like at risk of becoming like a grind core, never stop experience. Like that always really kind of bothered me. And so we decided this year that we're requiring, you actually don't finish until you've satisfied all of your rest days. So, which also helps the math because Lent it's actually 46 days if you count Easter. So,
oh, really?
45.
Lent's 46 days?
Yeah, because it's 40 days plus the Sundays, which are kind of like off days. Typically.
Really?
Yeah. So the math works out like even better that way.
I did not know that.
I did not know that.
Well, I didn't know what Ash Wednesday was. So.
All right. Well, between all of us, we'll actually get some intelligent stuff out in the airwaves.
Well, we'll see about that. Yeah. I think so. I think we're doing good.
Man, that's fascinating. Okay. Gosh. All right. I like it. Yeah. So how does this fit into your futures, or does it not?
That's a great question. No, I mean, I think it fits into our current story because, one, we're having a blast doing this. And, it's watching people change, watching people grow together. Like, I'm not going to get tired. I don't see myself getting tired of that. And, like, we just want to see more and more people experience this and do it, together. So there's something about the power of invitation that just continues to pay returns.
Right.
And I like to build things that we can invite people into. So,
well, our mutual friend 512, who hasn't been on the podcast for a while, but probably ought to get him back, did Danger Wheel.
Right.
Which it did 9 years of big wheels, adult big wheels, various variations of trikes, competitive trikes, modified trikes that would be races. They went to a place in Pendleton, had the perfect pitch and length of street, and would have a team, and your team pushes the person in the drift trike down. They go over ramps, and people paying money to buy water balloons and pelt them in the face with it. It was unbelievable. And there's beer and everything. It is wild pandemonium and great fun. They finally ended it this last year, so they didn't quite get the 10 years. And they just ended it because they had enough fun doing it.
Yeah.
No, they actually had offers to buy the concept from them. They had Huffy that was sponsoring them and giving them bikes, which was a pretty big deal. They had talks about, do we take this as a money-making event to other parts of the country? But at the end of the day, they said, we don't make any money on this here right now. I put it back in the neighborhood, so they stopped. But they had a thing to go over, which was, is this just for spice of life and our own fun, or could this be a thing that scales? And when rubber met the road, they said, no, this is not a thing to scale. In fact, after 9 years, it's not even fun anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm curious how you guys see that. This is just type 1, type 2 fun, and or this could be somebody's career here, or this could be a financial thing that somehow makes me money, or this is my last thing, and I might shut it down like Snake Eyes. How are you viewing this?
Yeah. The way I view it, and we've talked about this a little bit, is right now, this is a fun new challenge. How do we design an app? How do we partner as business people? How do we get people involved? And I keep thinking, let's see how this, we kind of consider this year one. Last year, we tested it. That was the beta year because that was the first year we had the app. We were just trying it out. Does this work? Can we build an app? Is the app, does it work? Is it people connected?
Yeah.
Yes, and yes. It was great. And so this year we're kind of like, let's launch it. let's do year one. We've partnered with the YMCA of Cincinnati. So
It's fun to stay at the YMCA.
It is fun to stay at the YMCA.
You can hang out with all the boys.
You can. Yeah. And
That's village people, by the way. It's fun to stay at the YMCA.
So we partnered with them. We've got a partnership with Fleet Feet in Cincinnati. So things are happening that are exciting. And I've said, let's do this for 5 years and let's see. I don't know. Let's see what happens. It's a fun challenge now. I love working with John. Yeah. The thing I think about is I think a lot of people, especially when they go into new business ventures, I get the impression that they grind it, they really overthink it, they work it. This has been, we've just done this. We've just taken the next step. Like, I don't know, let's do it. I've got a day job. I've got a 9 to 5 that I've got to do. It's busy. It's not busy. So this is happening in the cracks, and we'll see where it goes. But for right now, it's fun, and we have seen just incredible connection through this thing and the people who have done it. So,
you feel the same way?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I kind of come from a different vantage point, being self-employed, working in a space that I'm competing against AI right now as a photographer. There's just a lot. It's just been a world that's, I wouldn't say unraveling, but there's a lot of, I don't know, confusion in that space. And so, and the competition is just rising, partly because people are taking some of the problems that I solve for into their own hands. And so my antenna has always been up. Like, I don't just like trying things. I like trying things with purpose and that actually could produce. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And, I've had some swings and misses, but this one really feels like it's worth going after. So I've got 3 kids in college, and I'm like, let's make something out of this thing. So
you've had some swings and misses. What would make this a miss?
Oh, I'm not. I think this one is awesome, and I think that one of the challenges that the Relentless 2800 does have connected to it is that, one, it's a little bit complicated, and it really helps to have a contextual conversation like this to really articulate that for some people this is high challenge, for some people this is not high challenge,
right.
And to lend enough courage to really persuade people that, yeah, we believe you can do this. So there's a couple of hurdles in front of it, like having to put together a team of 10 people. A lot of people don't know 10 people who they think would want to do this. What we found is that you invite one, they invite one, before you know it, you have more than 10 people. Like, that is not, like, these...
Probably new friends. Now you're connecting with other people's networks. Yeah,
totally. Like, I invite you, and you invite your friend from over here, and all of a sudden, like, the 3 of us have, and his buddy that, he's got a bike and that sort of thing. So, but I think for anybody who has a little hesitation, that hurdle actually feels more like a mountain. I think that is a challenge, and we've found that anytime we can have a conversation with somebody about the challenge, like, they move from fear and doubt to, like, enthusiasm, excitement. They sign up, they do it. They're surprised by how much fun they had and that they've even finished. And yeah, so I think it's like, yes, that's a hurdle, that's a challenge. It's a challenge towards scale, but, like, we're continuing to chip away and to crack that nut and to get more and more people on. And the nice thing is, the more people that we get on, the more there's more mouthpieces to, like, articulate the opportunity.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I like that. One of the cool things about it is a lot of people have a fresh perspective and do new things in the new year. By the way, at this point in the year, don't say to me Happy New Year. Like, it gets old after January 2nd, actually. But nonetheless, January tends to be a good starting time for a lot of people. I think it's interesting that you're doing a New Year-ish kind of thing months later.
Yeah.
It kind of gets in a different vibe. Like, oh, okay, I'm not going to necessarily jump on the New Year's bandwagon. It's just a good time to do something new and try something new. I like that.
Yeah.
Do you think that helps part of your audience to connect with it?
Yeah, I think, if you're in the Midwest, like we are, this is peak cabin fever season when we're starting. People are just desperate to get out and do something. So I think that helps. And I think a lot of those New Year's goals, they fall short because you're trying them alone for many people. And this is not an alone thing. So, yeah.
Yeah. It's that accountability with that team of 9 or 11, whatever other people that really pushes you for 40 days, which if you can get past that 30-day mark, that's when they say you form a habit. And we've definitely seen that happen. I had a guy come up to me who I didn't know. He's like, hey, I did your Relentless thing last year, and I just kept going. And I signed up for my first marathon, and I'm going to run it this summer. And I love that. We've heard that story multiple times. So
that's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and since we don't, because you do have to collect, your running and walking, emphasis on walking, like you can invite your person who simply just needs an invitation to get active. Like you don't get more miles if you run a 5-minute mile.
Yeah.
You don't get more points for that. You just get points for the effort. And that allows you to invite your grandparents and your kids in. I know your daughter joined us last year.
Yeah, I don't know if you had this experience, BT, but for me, it can be difficult to tell your teenage daughter to work out. That doesn't always go over well. And so,
honey, you need to work out.
Yeah, that doesn't always go over so well. And I had one daughter who was an athlete. She was always working out. This other daughter is more of a theater girl, so there's less working out. But she joined a Relentless team, actually, with JONBOB's daughter, and I couldn't believe it. I mean, she came home one night from a choir concert in her black dress and went down on the stationary bike. Was like, I got to get my miles. Got to get my miles for my team.
Wow, that's awesome.
So it was cool. It was cool to see a high schooler engage in a way that I couldn't have pushed her to do. So
lead us through, what do we do now? We download an app. We find 10 people. What's the sequential steps to think about over the next 3 months? 3 months? When does Lent start?
We've got 3 weeks.
Yeah,
3 weeks?
Lent starts February 18th.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Gosh, the year's already running out of January. I feel like the year's almost over.
And Lent is early this year.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
February 18th, which is Ash Wednesday.
All right. So what are we doing the next 3 weeks?
Well, you're going to go to relentless2800.com.
Okay.
And decide if you want to start a team or join a team. Pretty easy to do. It's like there's some more information on there that you can kind of learn some of the nuances of the challenge. From there, you if you're starting a team, got to think of that team name. That's important. We've got some really good ones on the list. And then sign up, buy your ticket, and then it's really easy to share and invite people through the app. So after you get your ticket, it'll take you to download the app. You download the app, you'll be logged in, you invite your friends, and it's really important to know that they can also invite their friends to join your team as well. So once you're on the team, that team has a specific code associated with it. Share that amongst others, and build the team and go. Well, build a team and wait till we say go, then go.
Okay. Yeah. Relentless2800.com.
That's right.
Great. All right, another tangent. You mentioned before, I wanted to talk to you about it. You said, Bob John, that AI is changing your career. I know AI does a lot, but for your little niche, how would AI be a competitor of yours as a Olin Mills photographer?
Well, I will say that the family portrait is one that represents a small slice of my work. It's more in the commercial space.
Okay.
Where people are, I used to do a lot of product work for big organizations. They're bringing a lot of that in-house using generated products in AI environments. And I think it's actually an incredible tool for
product work, like put a box of detergent on a table and take a picture of it. Okay,
for different e-commerce and that sort of thing.
Okay,
for those highly conceptual images, it's actually a really great and efficient way to do it. And but it's just it's a part of the conversation now.
Right.
AI generated imagery.
Yeah.
Well, and it's a competitor to what you do. I mean, before that wasn't even an option, and so now we have the option to make an image immediately.
Yeah.
I'm a graphic designer in my day job, so work with John in that capacity, and for sure, it's changed our industry in huge ways.
Are you afraid of it right now, or are you embracing it?
I'm not afraid of it. I'm embracing it. I do think it's a tool. I think there will always be a need for someone on the backside of it who has creative taste and creative idea and a concept. But for sure, you can go places and say, make me a logo for this, and it'll spit something out.
I heard Ben Affleck say something recently that I thought was an angle I hadn't heard of before. He was saying, look, every time a new technology comes out, people are saying the sky's falling and things are going to be horrible. It's going to be awful. And he said, the truth is things change, but not that much. And the reason we're so freaked out about AI is because the companies that are behind AI have to drive up their valuations, and they've got to forecast a future that's warranting high stock prices and more investment, when in reality, it's just not going to be that way. It's just like Tesla saying, we're going to have self-driving taxis by the year of 2023, wasn't it, or something like that? Somewhere, no. And he said, it's that rosy picture that entrepreneurs have to vision cast to raise capital that we're all believing. And no, there's always hype behind a technology. It's not doing to us what we thought it would do. It's different, it's good, but I don't think it's going to be as bad as we think it is.
Well, yeah, I actually agree with you on that. I do, though, think it does still require some change and innovation to happen, even on like the non-AI side of it, like how you think about work moving forward.
Yeah, in your personal job, you should not be concerned about how AI is going to take your job, which is where most of it goes. You should be concerned about, how do I leverage AI for my job? How do I do that? I am stunned by how helpful it is for me and my job.
Yeah.
Just utterly stunned. I mean, just simple as I've got the latest, greatest, most expensive, most deep, well-researched Bible software you can buy. It's kind of my job, right? It's got all the language tools, all that stuff. I don't even use it anymore.
Yeah.
If I'm not sure where that one verse was, I just type it in ChatGPT. If I need to figure out what is the one word, the Greek tense, and what does that Greek I just do it, and then when I double check it, look, it's pretty much always right. Yeah. Right enough times that just lean into it. It's helped me out immensely. But what it does not do, it cannot do. And no one hears me teach, just wants to hear more information. It can't give soul. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's got to come from me, the heart, what God's doing in me. And that's just my application with it in my profession. But that's the way it is with every place. You know, with your just a third of your business life, the simple portrait, upload everybody's photo, and then tell ChatGPT or whatever AI chatbot it's going to be to make a cool vibey look in a warehouse. It's not going to do what you're able to do.
It's true.
You
Yeah,
know? That's right.
Well, and part of what we do is connected to a very personal and very human story. You know, I mean, my take on it is that, and what you shared as a great example is that the closer, when you use AI to do something that's very close to your core competency, you really see how it is not as good. But
right.
If you use it for something that you're terrible at, all of a sudden it gives you the feeling like, I'm a great fill in the blank.
Yeah.
You know? So the more distant that your application is to your core competency, the more impressive it feels.
It just does for me what we all want the internet to do.
Right.
That's why I never use the Google anymore. I don't use it. Example, earlier today I'm doing a talk on how people who are young in the Bible are hyper important. Like Jesus' 12 disciples, only one of them was over 18. You know how we know that, by the way?
No.
We know that because they had to pay the temple tax, and Jesus performs the miracle of a fish getting a coin in his mouth, and he says to Peter, "This is for you and I." Because when you're under 18 or under 19, I can't remember, under 19, 18 or under, you don't have to pay a temple tax. So none of the other disciples had to do it because they were too young. Now, where was I going on that? How did I get into a temple tax narrative? Okay. So talking about youth and how important it is, that sort of idealistic, I can do this boundless energy. And I know there's a lot of young quarterbacks in the league this year and young quarterbacks who are in the playoffs. So I just ask GPT, what's the average age of the starting quarterbacks in the divisional round versus the starting quarterbacks in the history of all of the Super Bowls? Now, I could have figured that out. I couldn't have found that on the internet. I could have figured out, but boom, I had all the names and the age and all that stuff, but boom, immediately.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Great tool.
Huh? What's that?
It's a powerful tool.
Very, very powerful. All right. Hey, man, this has been great. Is there anything you guys want to talk about that we haven't talked about?
You guys want to talk the beer stuff?
Yeah, that was the one thing I was going to add.
Yeah.
But
I don't know what it was. So,
yeah, we got a little road trip for you, man.
road trip.
Yeah, we've got a 6-pack of beer as a little gift for you and Dirt, but there's something special about it. So see if you can look at this beer and figure out why we gave you the beers that we gave you. All right, BT?
Okay.
We know you love Yingling.
Yingling
Just pull them all out one at a
Yingling
time.
is my favorite go-to beer. I have a friend of mine who doesn't like to drink Yingling beer because he says it's supporting China. I said, what? Yeah. Yingling. Okay, no, that's just good. Let's see what we have next. We have Truth beer, which is my favorite beer if I'm only going to have one.
Right.
Because you start getting into the 2, 3, not going to be doing much. At least not me. I'm becoming more of a lightweight. And then this one, Playa de Brooklyn. I like Brooklyn Brewery. What is Playa de Brooklyn?
Yeah, I think that's their Mexican lager version.
Okay.
So you've got a Brooklyn, a Yingling, a Truth. Now keep going around the 6-pack and see if we can.
Okay, I'll put it this
there
way.
we go, there we
All
go.
right, keep
So that's-
coming around.
Next up is your Budweiser.
Keep coming around. Budweiser.
Okay.
I don't necessarily drink Budweiser, but okay.
King of
Budweiser,
beers.
King
Yep.
of beers. Nothing wrong with Budweiser. Just not my thing.
Right.
Fat Tire.
A Fat Tire beer.
I like
All right.
I like Fat Tire. I've been known to do a little Fat Tire.
And then
And a little something something. Lagunitas, little something something. Where did this come from? Smooth and silky IPA, little something something.
yeah, I thought you would like that.
I would love that.
Yeah.
How long have they had this?
I think that they've had that for a while. I think that's their smooth drinking IPA.
And
so I
these
think
are
you'll enjoy that.
all my beers that
These
I
are your
get to
beers.
enjoy.
And so if you look at this beers and specifically where they were made, maybe you can see why we gave you these 6. Can you put it together?
Oh, it's
I-
traveling across the country.
He did it.
My sweet Valentine. You're so good. Right. So I'm starting in Brooklyn. See if I can name these. Yingling is somewhere mid-Ohio. Right?
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Potts something, Pennsylvania?
Pottsville, Pennsylvania.
Pottsville. And we've got Yingling. Excuse me, Rheingeist. Got my beer. Rheingeist, which is here in Cincinnati. This is Budweiser is St. Louis or Minneapolis? St. Louis.
St. Louis. Gateway
Fat
to the
Tire.
West.
I don't know where Fat Tire is.
Fat Tire is Fort Collins, Colorado.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Been there a number of times. And then Laguna Little something's got to be Petaluma, California. I think I'm drinking this beer today. A little
Yeah, you're gonna
something.
like
Is this good beer?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Great.
It's a good brewery.
I love that.
So there you go. Across the country. There
Good.
you go.
There it is.
Do it.
All right, Dirt, put that in someplace. That'll be a good little. I don't know what this was. So.
The other thing exciting about Relentless this year, guys, is that Dirt is on my team.
Oh, is that
Dirt's
your
on your
team?
team?
Yeah.
Dirt.
So there we go.
What is your team called?
Our team name right now, we could rename it, but right now it's called Filet-O Fish.
Filet-O fish?
Filet-O Fish.
And why? What is the reasoning behind that?
Because
Oh, I get it. Okay,
as we
the
know,
Filet-O-Fish.
the McDonald's Filet-O Fish was
Yes.
created in Cincinnati for Lent.
I do not know that.
Yes, the McDonald's Corporation looked at Cincinnati, said there's a huge Catholic population, and so we need a fish option. And so they created the Filet-O-Fish in Cincinnati, which was always my favorite McDonald's order.
that sandwich.
Does it still exist right now?
It still exists.
Does
Yeah,
it exist at all McDonald's across the country?
It does. It does. All year long. So,
Oh, all year long now?
yeah.
And it's your favorite McDonald's sandwich?
It is.
I
Yeah.
can't say I've ever had it.
Oh,
Really?
It's delightful.
Why?
Yeah. I don't know. It's just buttery and simple, and it's a good fish sandwich.
How is it as far as health for you?
Terrible.
I'm
It
sure
is.
it's not great.
Yeah, I would say terrible. Fried fish.
Yeah, what have
sandwich
they
from
done to
McDonald's.
make it? How can you screw up fish to make it unhealthy, though?
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
Fry it, put it on a butter roll, add cheese and
Okay, yum.
sauce to it. Yeah.
I mean, it's good.
And are we sure
overthink it.
it's all fish?
No,
No.
we're not.
Yeah, right.
No, definitely not.
It's really a mystery meat thing, I bet.
Yeah, who knows?
Fish flavored mystery meat.
You know, it's one of the sad things. Have you ever looked at deeply into what's happening in our oceans.
Yeah.
It is horrible, the dragnet fishing and everything. I read some book and they described it as if you put two bulldozers on either side of the forest and put chains between them, and then you had them go between the forest and scrape every living thing up.
Yeah.
And you could see the current, you would know it, but that's what we do in our oceans. And if you look at the old time photos of marinas and docks, up on the board, you got these huge fish that they caught in the 1940s. And you look at it today, like, they're gone. Those big fish aren't there. And so they made the point in one article I was reading recently that said that, when you have a fish sandwich, it used to be it was cod.
Right.
It's just mystery fish mash that just got up and got gobbled together. It's maybe tasty, but it's just sad. Yeah. I like having people who go outside the bounds of what you should do with your life. You guys are pushing it. You're doing really cool things. You're adding things to your life beyond just adding the latest show you're going to binge watch. And you've been great, really faithful friends of mine for a long, long time.
Thank you.
It's man, win all the way around to having the podcast. So that's it. The Relentless 2800.com. Why don't you try something new? Why don't you get some friends? Why don't you lose some weight? Why don't you get active? Why don't you pump those legs and build up some cartilage and get that blood flowing a little bit? Why don't you try something new in 2025? Relentless 2800.com. Thanks so much for my sweet Valentine and Bob John. Appreciate you. We'll see you next time. Well, not just see you next time. I want to hear how many of you are signing up and doing something different. We'll see you next time on The Aggressive Life. Thanks for joining us on this journey toward aggressive living. Find more resources, articles, past episodes, and more at briantome.com. My new book, a 60-day devotional called The 5 Marks for Man, 60 Days to a Powerful Life, along with all the other books in the 5 Marks library, are open right now on Amazon. Be sure to leave us a rating and review wherever you listen to your podcast. Then send an email to that's dirt @briantome.com to get a free Aggressive Life sticker. Find more on Instagram @BrianTome. The Aggressive Life is a production of Crossroads Church, Cincinnati, Ohio.